We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard that Krishna told to Arjuna that it is just that Ashwatthama should be killed because he did such heinous crimes. He said, a person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, who is not attentive to the fight, like he's seeing some other place, means not attacking from behind, like this. And intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, or a surrendered soul. Then Krishna also told, a cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. It will help. So here, this can be understood only by those who know that soul is eternal. It is not over everything when you kill someone, but he will be checked from his own wrong actions, and hopefully he will realize that is not good and he will rectify in soul. The demons also, they rectify in this way when Krishna kills them before they have wrong vision of him. They think he's our enemy. But when they are killed by him, then they realize that their vision was wrong of him. He actually wants good to everyone. So they also start to love him, and because of that they also become liberated. Pratishrutam cha bhavata panchalyai shrinvato mama aharishe shirastasya yaste manini putraha. Furthermore, I have personally heard you promise, Draupadi, that you would bring forth the head of the killer of her sons. Tat aso vadhyatam papa atatai atma bandhuha bhartuscha vipriyam vira kritavan kula panksha na. This man is an assassin and murderer of your own family members. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master, Duryodhana. He is but the burnt remnants of his family. Kill him immediately. Suta Uvach. Evam parikshata dharmam partah krishnena choditaha naichat dhantum guru sutam yadyapi atma hanam mahan. Suta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. Ato petya swashibiram Govinda priya sarati nyavedayatam priyaye shochantya atmajan hatan. After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and charioteer Shri Krishna, entrusted the murderer into his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons. So he brought him to Draupadi. Tathahritam Pashuvat Pashabadam Avan Mukham Karma Jugupsitena Nirikshya Krishna Pakritam Guroh Sutam Vama Swabhava Kripaya Nanama Cha. Sri Suta Goswami said, Draupadi then saw Ashwatthama, who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him due respects as a Brahmana. Uvacha cha sahantyasya bandhana na yanam sati muchyatam esha brahmano nitaram guru. She could not tolerate Ashwatthama's being bound by ropes, and being a devoted lady, she said, release him, for he is a Brahmana, our spiritual master. Sa rahasyo dhanurveda savi sargo pasam yama astra gramascha bhavata shikshitoyat anugrahat. It was by Dronacharya's mercy that you learned the military art of throwing arrows and the confidential art of controlling weapons. Is father of Ashwatthama. Sa esha bhagavan drona prajarupena vartate tasyatmanordam patnyaste nanvagat virasu kripi. He, means Dronacharya, is certainly still existing, being represented by his son. His wife Kripi did not undergo a sati with him because she had a son. Dronacharya was killed in Kurukshetra war, so this is now after. And Kripi, the wife of Dronacharya, did not do sati, means did not enter into funeral fire, or that if husband dies, then she will also die. So she did not do this because she still had a son. So Draupadi is telling, Tat dharmagya mahabhago bhavadbir gauravam kulam vrijinam narhati praptum pujyam vandyam abhikshnashaha. O most fortunate one who knows the principles of religion, it is not good for you to cause grief to glorious family members who are always respectable and worshipful. Here also she's saying, because he is his son, so he is also like non-different or representative of his father, Dronacharya. And from Dronacharya, Arjuna learned archery, so he's like a guru, and he's his son. In this way, she is giving her vision. Ma rodit asya janani gautami pati devata yata hamritavad sarta rodimyashru mukhimuhu. My lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am aggrieved for the death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me. if Arjuna will kill her son, so she will be in same position as me. I'm crying, but I don't want she should cry. Yaih kopitam brahma kulam rajanyer ajitatmabih tat kulam pradhahatyashu sanubandham shucharpitam. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, offends the Brahmana order and enrages them, then the fire of that rage burns up the whole body of the royal family and brings grief upon all. So those who are administrator class, they should not over control, especially not those who are superior to them, Brahmins, intellectuals. But nowadays you see this is happening. They are censoring and all these things they are doing for and killing enemies, opponents, all this, just to keep their position and so that they can exploit other people. At any cost, they're doing anything. But here Draupadi is telling that this is not good for a Kshatriya. Suta Uvach Dharmyam Nyayam Sakarunam Nirvyalikam Samam Mahat Raja Dharma Sutaragya Pratya Nandat Vacho Dvijah. Suta Goswami said, O Brahmanas, King Yudhishthir fully supported the statements of the queen, which were in accordance with the principles of religion and were justified, glorious, full of mercy and equity, and without duplicity. If some human being does not follow dharma, then he is no better than animal. It is stated in Shastra. Only for sense gratification and increasing that at the cost of others. So that is animal life. When one starts dharma, at least on the level of morality, then he is a human being. And first step is this Varna Ashram Dharma. So to understand what is proper activity, what is sinful activity, what is beneficial for all, what is not, these things. If one follows, then he is a dharmic person, and that is beneficial for all. Dharma also has many levels, but it starts from basic. Should not lie, should not steal, should control your senses, should not exploit, should forgive. All those 10 I spoke one day. Then gradually that goes further, but this is basis. So King Yudhishthir, because he is a son of Dharmaraj or Jamaraj, god of death, he supported this. Yamaraj knows all what is good activity, what is sinful activity, because he is judging after what you did, then you will have to get such a result. There is no room for interpretation there. The judge will interpret in certain way, and he's bribed, and he will judge in certain way, and they will vote and arguments. That is all a long time it takes. But in Yamaraj, everything is very clear. This is right, this is wrong, you did this, so you get this. Very simple. And there is no there is no that option of what is the English word, to make a complaint against the verdict. Like here, they will get the judgment, then they will make a death complaint, and it will be taken to another court, and then another court, and there all this never ending. But in Yamaraj, it is quickly done. Everything is very clear, and you will get. You cannot complain anything. Refuse the Nakula Sahadevascha Yuyudhano Dhananjaya Bhagavan Devaki Putra Ye Chaneyascha Yoshitaha. Nakul and Sahadev, the younger brothers of the king, and also Satyaki, Arjuna, the personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, son of Devaki, and the ladies and others all unanimously agreed with the king. There are 5 Pandavas. Yudhishthir is the eldest. Then Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. 5. You will find them in our Delhi mat, because that is Hastinapur, Delhi, the capital of 5 Pandavas. So they are there. So they all agreed. Tatra Hamarshito Bhimas Tasya Shreyan Vadach Smrita Na Bhartur Natmanas Charte Yohan Suptan Shishun Vrita. Bhima, however, disagreed with them and recommended killing this culprit who, in an angry mood, had murdered sleeping children for no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest. Nishamya Bhima Gaditam Draupadyascha Chaturbuja Alokya Vadanam Sakyur Idam Aha Hasan Iva. Chaturbuj, or the 4-armed one, means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After hearing the words of Bhima, Draupadi and others saw the face of his dear friend Arjuna, and he began to speak as if smiling. Shri Bhagavan Uvach Brahma Bandur Nahantabhya Atatai Vadhar Khana Mayevo Bhayam Amnatam Paripahya Nushasanam Kuru Pratishrutam Satyam Yat Tat Santvayata Priyam Priyam Cha Bhima Senasya Panchalya Mahyam Eva Cha. The personality of Godhead Shri Krishna said, a friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed, that is that fallen Brahmana, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. All these rulings are in the scriptures, and you should act accordingly. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife, and you must also act to the satisfaction of Bhima Sen and me. So as a Brahma Bandhu, friend of Brahmana fallen, he is useless, but so should not be killed. But if he's an aggressor, means he's doing wrong actions, then that is you have to do as a Kshatriya. Sutta Uvach Arjuna Saha Sagyaya Harer hardam athasina manim jahara murdhanyam dvijasya saha murdhajam. Just then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus with his sword he severed both hair and the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. When Krishna spoke, then Arjuna immediately understood what he has to do, what Krishna meant, because he is surrendered to him, so it was revealed. Like that, you have different levels of sevakas also, of Guru. One is, if Guru will tell, he will not want to do. Another is, he will do only when Gurudev will tell him. He will directly order, then he will do. But topmost sevak is one who will know what Guru wants him to do, even without expressing what he wants. So that is Uttam Sevak. They can understand Guru's heart and they will do what is pleasing to Guru, what he wants. So here Arjuna understood what Krishna meant. Here Swami Maharaj is commenting, contradictory orders of different persons are impossible to carry out. Therefore, a compromise was selected by Arjuna by his sharp intelligence, and he separated the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. This was as good as cutting off his head, and yet his life was saved for all practical purposes. Here Ashwatthama is indicated as twice born. Certainly he was twice born, but he fell down from his position, and therefore he was properly punished. So for Kshatriya, or means he was a Brahmin, but Brahma Bandhu, so this was the same, like as good as cutting off his head and also hair. Vimuchya Rashana Badam Balahatya Hata Prabham Tejasa Maninahinam Shibiram Niraya Payat. He, Ashwatthama, had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide, means murdering infant child. And now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus he was unbound and driven out of the camp. If we do sinful activities, then naturally we lose our energy and luster and everything. And opposite, the more we do pure activities for the service of Krishna, then more this luster will come. Vapanam dravinadanam stanam niryapanam tatha esha hi brahma bandhunam vadyo nanyosti daihikah. Cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for a relative of a Brahmana, Brahmabandhu. There is no injunction for killing the body. Putra shokaturah sarve pandavah saha krishnaya swanam mritanam yat krityam chakrur nirhara nadikam. Thereafter, the sons of Pandu and Draupadi, overwhelmed with grief, performed the proper rituals for the dead bodies of their relatives. This is the end of this chapter. Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikshit saved. Sutta Uvach. Athate samparetanam svanam udakam ichatam datum sakrishna gangayam puraskritya yayustriya. Sutta Goswami said, thereafter the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi. The ladies walked in front. This is the rule for funeral here, for this ceremony. Yes. This is like one rule for this. Te nini yodakam sarve vilapya cha brisham puna apluta haripadabja rajah puta sarij jale. Having lamented over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathed in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. Ganga Devi is coming from the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. That is why always pure, even if you see some external impurities, but you should not think it is impure. It's transcendental and should not make any offense by judging pure, impure, like that. Tatrasinam kuru patim Dhritarashtram Sahanujam Gandharim Putra Shokartam Pritam Krishnam Chamadava. Rupa Goswami in Upadeshamrita gave example of Ganga. Like we are not to see any external impurities in Ganga and thinking she becomes impure. No, she is still Brahmatvam, means she is transcendental. Like that, pure devotee, self-realized soul, he is always pure, even if you see some ugliness in his body or some disease or some natural faults in his body or character, but you should not see those things. He is pure because he is self-realized, soul fully engaged in the service of Krishna. There sat the king of the Kurus, Maharaj Yudhishthir, along with his younger brothers and Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti and Draupadi, all overwhelmed with grief. Lord Krishna was also there. Santa Santvayam Asamunibir Hata Bandhun Shucharpitan Bhuteshu Kalasya Gatim Darshaya Na Pratikriyam. Citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and their reactions upon living beings, Lord Shri Krishna and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. How they tried to pacify them? By citing the stringent laws of the Almighty. It is by His will. And their reactions upon living beings. So no one can change this. And what is inevitable, we have to accept. What is truth, what is the fact, that we have to, our Paranguru said, we have to face the facts boldly, then we can be pacified. But if we go against and always try to adjust according to us, then we will always be disturbed because it will not go according to our desire. It is going according to Krishna's desire. He made all these laws, and what action produces what reaction, so that will happen. We cannot change that. So we have to accept what is the fact. So When one knows and accepts the environment, then he can be pacified. Yes, here Sai Maharaj is saying also, the stringent laws of nature under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be altered by any living entity. So we have to accept the facts. Yes. So I will read whole commentary. The living entities are eternally under the subjugation of the Almighty Lord. The Lord makes all the laws and orders, and these laws and orders are generally called dharma or religion. No one can create any religious formula. Bona fide religion is to abide by the orders of the Lord. The Lord's orders are clearly declared in the Bhagavad Gita. Everyone should follow him only, or his orders, and that will make all happy, both materially and spiritually. As long as we are in the material world, our duty is to follow the orders of the Lord. And if by the grace of the Lord we are liberated from the clutches of the material world, then in our liberated stage also we can render transcendental loving service unto the Lord. In our material stage we can see neither ourselves nor the Lord for want of spiritual vision. Ourselves means our real self, due to want of spiritual vision. But when we are liberated from material affection and are situated in our original spiritual form, we can see both ourselves and the Lord face to face. Mukti means to be reinstated in one's original spiritual status after giving up the material conception of life. Therefore, human life is specifically meant for qualifying ourselves for this spiritual liberty. Unfortunately, under the influence of illusory material energy, we accept this spot life of only a few years as our permanent existence and thus become illusioned by possessing so-called country, home, land, children, wife, community, wealth, etc., which are false representations created by Maya. And under the dictation of Maya, we fight with one another to protect these false possessions. Ambarish Maharaj was the legal owner of the whole world, and not by vote, by his right. So no one can take him out from that position after some time. He was the sole owner of the whole world, but he had no attachment. This is mine. That is why he was always peaceful and happy. And he declared, whoever thinks anything is mine, he will go to hell. Because that is false, and you will become attached and you will think you can enjoy and renounce, then you will be always disturbed. But he, being legal owner, he had no. Why? Because he had that spiritual vision. Who is he? Who is Krishna? And everything belongs to him. So although he was a king, he did his duty to govern this world, but through some representatives, ministers and others. But he himself, with his own hand, although he was a king and sole owner of the whole world, with his own hand he was serving deity of Krishna and cleaning the temple altar and hearing Harikatha, chanting his name visiting holy places, following Ekadashi, everything he was doing, engaging all his senses in the service of Krishna. He thought, this is my duty, this is my actual, what I have to do, but one will go to hell if he has any kind of attachment, thinking this is mine. And our Gurudev used to tell that we make some laws in this world. This is my land, that is yours, this is my country. There's some laws we make human beings. But animals, they don't have any such laws. But by nature also they are having like this. Then Gurudev told us in our Calcutta mat, those who are there, they know it is on the crossroad. Not much traffic, little inside, but crossroad is there. So on this side of the mat, there were 4 or 5 dogs on that side of the street. And on this side, another 4 or 5 dogs. And those dogs cannot enter their area. If some dog from that area will enter that, then they will attack him. Why you are coming here? This is our area, it is our place, go. And if this dog goes there, some dog, they will also attack. So like that is Maya, it is mine. But how long we can claim? Only for some years. Then another owner will come. And we did not bring anything into this world, and we cannot take with us anything. So this is all false. And Gurudev said, even we have externally, we have renounced household life and we are ascetic, and we collect from other people money which they earned. We did not earn it by our own work. They earn, and we collect from them, and we make some temple, and then we claim it is mine, and we fight for that with others. So Gurudev said, what kind of hell is waiting us? Ambarish Maharaj said, whoever will think this is mine will be in hell. So we are collecting from others and then we are claiming it is mine. So what kind of hell we will go? Thinking this is my temple. And quarreling with other, like trustees. In that I spoke some days back, that Ganguly, who made that Mahaprabhu temple, he also said that I started this temple, this month, and I put some trustees for the management. So nowadays they are quarreling so much for that property that I'm not even entering that temple. So much disturbance for this. And you will find it is also in Shastra, not only it is also in Shastra that in Ramanuja's life, the Ramanuja had some household disciples and many sannyasis, brahmacharis. So, but he was giving much attention to one household couple. And all the sannyasis and brahmacharis, they were thinking why he's giving them so much attention. We are sannyasis, we are ascetics, so we are superior. Then Ramanuja understood, he's omniscient, what is going on. So to solve that, he said to one brahmachari, today when all sannyasis and brahmachari, they will take bath in the river, at that time you change their clothes. Then brahmachari did not know what is the purpose, but he, following the order of Guru, he changed. So when sannyasis brahmacharis, they came out in Gamsha, then they saw who took my cloth. That was my cloth. And that is only one dhoti, that thing, and one uttariya, two piece of cloth. Or for brahmachari, that dhoti and one chadar. Who took my cloth? That is my cloth. And then he saw that someone in someone else's place, his cloth was there and like this. So they were quarreling like anything for one piece of cloth. Full quarrel was there, fighting, everything. Then Ramanuja said to that brahmachari, and another thing, today in the night time, this was in the morning, in the night time you have to go to that household couple and you steal whatever gold they have in the house and you bring to temple. Again, brahmachari did not understand, but following the order, he went there and he saw wife is sleeping and he came, husband was not at home, and he started to take all the golden ornaments from her house and also from her body, but very carefully so that she will not wake up. But suddenly she turned from one side to another, and that brahmachari became afraid and quickly fled from there and came to Ramanuja, and Ramanuja said, yes, it is good, so now go with me, we will hear what will happen. So they came, and husband came back home, and she was very sad, wife. And he asked, why you are so sad? Because I made one mistake today. I was lying down and I saw brahmachari is coming from the mat, and he started to steal all gold from our house. So I thought maybe there is lack of money in the mat, so it is very good he's taking. And then he also was taking from my body. And then when he took from this side of the body, when he took everything, then I wanted to turn myself to another side that he can take from that side also. But unfortunately, he became afraid and he fled. So I'm very sorry. Then husband also said, yes, it is not good. Why this happened? So then that brahmachari understood, oh, that is why he is giving attention to them. Outwardly we may see sannyasi, or we may see householder, and we may think superior, lower like that. But it is not necessary like that. It depends on the dedication of the person from within. So they were willing to offer everything for the service, not claiming anything as own and not quarreling or trying to keep. But sannyasis and brahmacharis, they were fighting for two pieces of cloth, ordinary cloth. Maybe 1 rupee worth at that time, I don't know, but not much. So then that brahmachari told to others that this is why. Today, by the grace of Gurudev, I understood why. So Guru knows the heart of everyone. He knows. So if we think I'm the owner of anything, including my body, that also belongs to Krishna. It is his external energy, and my subtle body also belongs to Krishna. My real self, Atma, also belongs to Krishna. It is part of his marginal potency. So when one realizes this, then he is humble, and he's following that Charanagati, that humbleness, Karpanya or humbleness, Donya, and Atmanivedanam. He offers everything for the service of Krishna. Then he can be peaceful and happy. So here, under the influence of material energy, we think this only few years of life in this body, we think it is permanent, and we think this is mine, my home, my everything is mine. And under the dictation of Maya, we fight with one another to protect these false possessions. By cultivating spiritual knowledge, we can realize that we have nothing to do with all this material paraphernalia. Then at once we become free from material attachment. Like Prabhupada told to those student boys. They said, no, we have to put down the fire in our house. No, no harm. But then other houses also will catch fire. No harm. Whole world may be burned, it has nothing to do with you. You are not of this world, you are of Krishna. Harm is if you don't worship Krishna. That is real harm. Not losing some material things. This clearance of the misgivings of material existence at once takes place by association with the Lord's devotees, who are able to inject the transcendental sound into the depths of the bewildered heart and thus make one practically liberated from all lamentation and illusion. Awakened soul can awake other sleeping souls. Like that example our Gurudev used to say, that boy, he was in a family of Goswamis, family gurus. They will do guru for maintaining family and all this, so they're having high position and money and everything. But that boy, he met Prabhupada on the road and spoke with him for some minutes. Prabhupada spoke with him, but that was enough that he, when their roads departed, then that boy felt separation grief from Prabhupada. And Prabhupada invited him to Gauriya Math, to the festival, and he told at home, I'm going to that festival, and they strictly prohibit, no, you will lose your caste, you will be next guru in our family, so you should not spoil this and all these things. So everything they were telling, they said, if you go, you will lose everything. But that boy went. Why? Because he got awakened by Prabhupada in just few minutes. He felt he has something superior. I want that. I don't want these worldly things. So really he surrendered to Prabhupada and took initiation, and he was staying in our mat. His name later became Ashram Maharaj. He was in charge in our Mayapur mat. It is a fact. It is a real history. It is not fictitious story. It is awakened soul can awake other sleeping souls, and they will be liberated from, here Sai Maharaj said, practically liberated from all lamentation and illusion by getting spiritual realization. That is a summary of the pacifying measures for those affected by the reaction of stringent material laws, exhibited in the forms of birth, death, old age, and disease, which are insoluble factors of material existence. No one can change this. The victims of war, namely the family members of the Kurus, were lamenting the problems of death, and the Lord pacified them on the basis of knowledge. Sadhayitva jata shatro swam rajyam kitaver hritam ghatayitva satoragya Kacha Sparsha Kshataya Kshatayusha. The clever Duryodhan and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthir, who had no enemy. He's not seeing anyone as his enemy. That is pure devotee. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhan were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. If someone commits sinful activities, then his duration of life is shortened by doing sins. So they did that sin. They wanted to strip Draupadi naked in that assembly, so they got that fruit also here. So tomorrow we will hear further. The thing is also Yudhishthir Maharaj was playing the pastime of lamenting that all they were killed because of me. Then Bhishma, when that time, he said no. And he gave that story about that boy who was bitten by a snake. When we will come to that point, if it is here, I can remember again that it is actually according to our karma. Others are only instrumental. So immediately when we accept this point, then we can be peaceful and free, and we can concentrate on the worship of Krishna. Otherwise, we will always have some issues with the environment, with others and all this, all the time disturbed, and we cannot serve actually Krishna.